to Placer High School sports fans is Rob Kinnear, sports editor of the Auburn Journal. He's been covering this tournament. As the sports editor, this must be one of the biggest events of the year for Placer.
It certainly is. A lot of people come out to see it and see some good basketball.
How many Kendalls have you covered?
This is my third.
What games stand out in your mind as among the best that you've seen?
Well, I think 2 years ago when Placer beat NU 51-50 in the finals was certainly one of the most exciting finals we've had. We saw a good game here last night when Nevada Union beat Mira Loma. Came right down to the wire.
What are some of the keys you're looking for in tonight's game?
I'm looking to see if Nevada Union is tired. Placer had a relatively easy game last night. Nevada Union went right down to the wire, like I mentioned, and just wonder if they'll be tired, if their starters will be running out of gas somewhere in the third quarter, say.
Do you think as an impartial observer that Nevada Union gets up for this game as much as Placer does?
Well, I don't think so. As we talked about yesterday, there is a little bit of problem there. This is Placer's tournament, but on the other hand, whenever Placer and Nevada Union play, there's not going to be a lack of intensity.
Do you think Placer sometimes gets too up for this as they've lost to NU in 3 straight years in league and playoff play?
I don't think you can get too up for your own tournament. It may be true that Placer hasn't had as much luck with NU in regular season play as they have in the tournament, but it's two main rivals, and I think that both teams get up for the tournament.
Who are you picking to win?
I think Placer because they had the easier game yesterday.
Okay, thanks a lot, Rob. Again, and here is our color man Joe Hamlin with his thoughts on tonight's ball game. Nevada Union and Placer.
Well, what we have here right now, Luke, is absolute bedlam. Of course, I'm yelling right at your ear, and they can all hear me out there in the television land, but I know that you can't. Anyhow, you smile and look happy, and I'll just keep talking. What you have here is high school basketball at its absolute best. You've got a full house, you've got people screaming, you've got two teams that are so wound up that they've been barking at their parents all day. There was an article in USA Today newspaper a couple of days ago that about 1 American in 3 thinks there's too much pressure in high school basketball, high school sports in general. Well, I'll tell you what, you won't find games that have any more pressure to them than Placer playing Nevada Union. And I've been listening real hard, but I haven't heard anybody ask out of the room yet.
Technically, what do you think of the keys to tonight's ball game?
Keys to tonight's ball game is Placer controlling what is obviously a tremendous amount of emotion. When these two teams play each other, and historically it's always been true, they go at it tooth and nail. Placer needs to play a controlled game, and of course much the same is to be said for Nevada Union. Placer comes into this game certainly the favorite. They're on their own floor. They have a 10-3 record to NU's 6-6, but NU is never really an underdog when they play Placer, so I'm looking forward to it. This ought to be one heck of a game.
Okay, let's switch onto the court, and we're almost ready for the starting lineups. First of all, that will be for the Nevada Miners. Nevada Union Miners, as the clock counts down, we're about ready for their starting lineup, and we'll switch over to there. The Miners come into the ball game with a record of 6-6, Placer at 10-3. 24, Dave Tully. He's a guard.
Placer coach Wendell Witt considers Tully perhaps the man that they have to control in this ballgame.
41 just coming in there. Seth Allen. Tom Rath, number 42. 32, and the co-captain for the Miners, Tyrone Pearson. And here's Chris Pappas. And now for the Placer Hellman. Mark Keller, transfer from LA. His parents are up here, aren't they, Joe?
I'm sorry. Hey?
His parents are up here from LA to see this tournament, aren't they?
They are indeed. They are indeed.
Brennan Tagney, Stuart McElderry. Dave Harrison, co-captain. And now, Scott Hamlin. The only one who practices high fives, right?
I've heard of him.
The coaches with their last minute instructions for their teams. Should be a very fast-paced game. NU has looked very impressive in their 2 wins. Placer quite up and down. And consistency is going to be the key. You saw Terry Tagney instructing the players. Tagney seems to be the coach on the floor for the Hillman.
Butch Ellis, the first-year coach at Nevada Union, has a very different look this year from past Nevada Union teams. They'll put it up and they'll score. They won't take the air out of the ball like past teams.
Butch Ellis, the first-year coach of the Miners. And we're underway. Nevada Union controls the toss. That's Chris Pappas off to Tyrone Pearson, guarded by Hamlin. There's Mike Tully, the key, according to Wett. Inside, Tom Rath. Rath puts the Miners up by 2. Dave Harrison, co-captain for the Hellman, brings it across half court. 2-0. Nevada Union over Placer. Brendan Tagney. These teams will play at least twice more. Maybe again in the playoffs. Mark Keller, very flat shot there. Scott Hamlin with a steal. Hamlin, yes.
Looks like they've come out in a box and one. One man trailing Scott Hamlin everywhere he goes. The other 4 Nevada Union players guarding an area of the floor.
Coach Witt might disagree with this, but I say if you keep Hamlin under 15 points, the Miners are going to win this game. Tyrone Pearson, Mike Tully, Chris Pappas. Dave Tully, correction. David Harrison pulls down the rebound. Tagney puts on a move, his shot's blocked. Now Tagney may get away with that move on some teams, but he is not a quick man. He's going to have to rely on his good outside shot, not on his moves for tonight and the rest of the season. Keller triple teamed off to Hamlin, over to McElderry. McElderry has trouble hanging on. McElderry out with a shot, no good. Hamlin, Mark Keller with a rebound, puts it in. Placer up by 2. Tagney, upset. Underneath. That's 41 and 42. Number 41, Seth Allen. 42, Tom Rath fighting it out for the Miners.
One thing to watch for, Allen sprained his ankle in yesterday's game. And it'll be interesting to note as the game wears on just how much spring he has underneath. He's their leading rebounder. Without him, Nevada Union's in big trouble down low. They've patched him back together and shoved him out on the floor, and he's glad to be there.
And he makes an air ball on the first one. Is that pressure that makes him do that? The pressure of all these fans in this big game?
If you don't want to play in games like this, you shouldn't be out there. I don't think there's any power on earth that could keep him off the floor.
Do you think he was too high just